All right, bringing it in for Landon on this one. I want to ask you a couple questions. Did you have a question? Okay, let me go ahead and recognize co-chair. Didn't realize that question. Senator Clark.
Yes, I'm going to ask you the same question I've asked a couple times before. Can you explain to me why this project was so complicated?
Yes, I did think about that, Senator, and I would say that, to go back to my analogy of a traditional legacy system, which is vertical grain silo, everything is inside it. You control the destiny, you control the business logic, you control the data, you control the technology, and then you flip it into on its side and you turn it into a framework. So you have all these third-party components. You have Theorem as an engine, you have a security system you're buying from elsewhere, and all these parts are supposed to come together and work in harmony. And on paper, it's easy to connect them with lines and dots, but in reality, they tend to be much more challenging. So the nature of the system, the fact that you don't, much of the data you need for EEF doesn't originate inside EEF, and much of the data that you process doesn't stay in EEF. It's a pipe. It's a very complex pipe, but everything is dependent upon the left and the right that you don't control. So EEF is a different way of building IT systems, or rather IT systems are being built differently to meet the needs of EEF. It's a foundation, it's a paradigm shift, not to use a hackneyed term, but the way EEF is being put together and every other interior legibility is being put together is an integrated framework, and it is by definition going to be an integration challenge. And that's what you're encountering.
Okay. Did we have much of a chance of having this done completely without a project manager and integrator?
Could you rephrase that, sir? I'm not sure if I follow you.
We have gone along, at least in the latter part of this, the way I've understood the testimony I've been hearing, without, who has been running the project overall?
The ultimate project is managed and run by DHS as the prime contractor.
Okay.
That's how we see as a client. We always saw that as the client from whom we took direction.
Since you said that the big part of the complication was integrating all these different things, did we have a chance of being really successful without somebody actually being the integrator?
I would answer it this way. We were playing the role of system integrator in certain periods of time. And you did have a system integrator role defined. It was just not consistent. So yes, you definitely, you achieved a fair degree of functionality in a fairly short time frame in the first 6 months. And then again in a pocket of hyperactivity in 2014. So we do believe that we could have been more successful than where we are today had the role of system integrator been properly empowered and consistently enforced.
In your opinion, knowing what you know about where we are, the direction we're headed, are we on the right track now?
I do not know enough about where you are headed and what decisions you're contemplating and what project structure you will put into place, but I do firmly believe that what you have built can be expanded upon and turned into the system you desire. So I do see that there is a path to leverage the investment and finish the job. In terms of project structure, I would say I have clear views. I've tried to articulate them around clear definition of who the prime is, who the SI is, and how the role of SI governs and oversees the vendors, because you will need those skill sets, and how the PMO plays with both of those is essential issues that need to be addressed no matter what path you take forward.
I guess, in your presentation, you presented better ways of proceeding on this project to the state. These recommendations that you've made, I assume you think that they will help us get it done better. Will they save us any money?
That's a difficult question to answer. What I would say is that I would focus on achieving maximum value for the investment you make, which means that eliminating avoidable cost eliminating rework, ensuring that pieces that are being built by various vendors ultimately fit seamlessly to a working solution. That's how you avoid cost. You avoid cost by preventing rework. And the point I would make is, if you're paying vendor A to do something, then you're paying vendor B to fix that, it's obviously avoidable cost in there somewhere. So a strong project management, strong system integration, enforcing the design, and knowing what you're going for in terms of a reusable framework versus a silos of functionality will absolutely be the most cost-effective way to do it moving forward.
Okay, thank you.